Hi there, I'm Katie, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how to attach your tatting to fabric. And there's lots of different methods and techniques on how to do this, and the one that we'll be working on this time is one in which we tap directly onto our fabric. So go ahead and get a piece of cloth, a cloth napkin, pillowcase, anything at all that you want to tat onto, and your tatting supplies, and we'll get started. Okay, today I'm going to be showing you how to do a couple different edgings on the side of a napkin. So this is a large vintage napkin, and I'm just going to go ahead and use my same thread that I always use. This is my favorite stuff. You're just going to go ahead and take your needle, and you're going to insert it through the corner of your edging. Now, this edging has a really thick edge to it, so I'm just going to try and catch some of this thread with my needle. On one that has a smaller edge, I would just stick it completely through. But for this one, we're just going to catch some of that edge, pull our needle through, and we're going to leave, I'll say, 2 feet of thread on the back side of our fabric. And then you tie your knot, right like that, and we're ready to start tatting. Do 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches, and then we're going to slide it off the needle. So that is our finished chain right there. Slide it off of our needle. And in this particular case, we don't have to reverse our work because all we're doing are chains. So we're just going to go ahead and make sure it's going the right way. It looks good. We're make our knot to hold it in its crescent shape. And then in this particular case, we're going to decide how big do we want our arch to be. So I'm going to say about a 1/2 inch on this one. It's kind of a large gap, but this is a larger napkin and a larger thread, so we're going to say about a 1/2 inch. So then every time we make one of these, we're going to space it roughly a 1/2 inch apart. If you're really precise, you can measure it. I usually just eyeball it. So you pull your thread through your fabric edge and just make a knot. Right like that. And then I like to do my special step. And if you don't know how to do that, you can watch my video on how to do it. I'll have a link on this video for you. Okay, and so then we're ready to do it again, and we're going to do the same stitch. We're just going to go ahead and do 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches, 1 picot, 4 double stitches. Right like that, and we're ready to slide it off our needle. Pull it into our arch shape, make our knot, and then if we look at it again, okay, we're going to go about a 1/2 inch again, going from the back to the front. I'm just going to slide my needle through the edge of the fabric, right like that, tie a knot. Right like that. And it's that simple. And this is actually the reason that I really like the doll needles, because if you get a really good quality tatting needle, it's going to have a completely blunted end. And while that's really great for tatting because you're not going to poke yourself, it makes it a little bit more difficult when it comes to attaching your tatting directly to fabric. Whereas if you have a dull needle that has a sharp point, if you file the sharp point off, it'll still have a bit of a point, so you won't poke yourself so much, but it'll have a good point so you can still easily stick it through your fabric. So that's why I'm a big fan of using the doll needles, the 5-inch doll needles, in place of a tatting needle most of the time. So you're just going to go ahead and keep doing that all the way around your hanky, napkin, whatever you're making an edge on. When you get to the corner, you can do one of two things. You can either space it so that your arch kind of jumps the corner and connects over here, or you can do it so it lands directly on the corner, and that's completely up to you. Either way works. So go ahead and practice that until you have it down, and then I will show you how to do rings and chains directly onto your fabric. So, and remember, this one works really well as a base edge, so if you wanted to do a fancy, more complex edging, this is still a nice one to do just to get your basic tatted edge on here, and then when you come back with your fancy edging, you could tat directly onto this by just joining your picots of your next edge to these to make a second round.